And I'm back with more Spirit of Justice, talking to Paul Atterson about stuff, because it's for the good of the country. Alright. So, press the second statement.
Hold it!
Where exactly were you when you saw Mr. Airball? Right here, under this tree. I saw him dashing out of Dr. Buff's front door. And he didn't notice you? No, I was hidden by the tree. Is it really all that important to know where the plaintiff was? Well, yes. Yes, I believe it matters a lot. I asked that it please be added to the witness's testimony. Press fourth statement.
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual? Yes, his behavior was incredibly suspicious. His eyes were darting all around as he ran off in total panic. As soon as I saw that, I knew he'd done something, and it probably wasn't good. Despite that, you still didn't report it to the police? Who would have thought he went and killed Dr. Buff? Not me. That's why I didn't report him. So the witness didn't notify the police. Is this an important statement? I wonder why they're asking me all these. It is important. I request the witness add it to his testimony. Sure, why not?
Objection!
Mr. Addison Wimperson, rather than Mr. Airball, wasn't there something else that should have had your undivided attention? Like what? Oh, yes, of course. A politician must always keep their finger on the electoral pulse and focus on... Sorry, but you're way off. I am? Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice? If the witness saw Mr. Airball from this position here, then he should have also been able to see the doctor's body. After all, it's right next to a large window. I believe you have a point there. With the body that clearly visible to the witness, it's unthinkable he wouldn't have reported it to the police. Will the witness care to respond? Did he fall asleep? Mr. Atterson? Mr. Atterson! There's so many sides to any issue. What did I ever do to deserve this? In any case, I'd like the court to acknowledge the inconsistency in the witness's testimony. Mr. Addison Wimperson, did you really see Mr. Airball? Yes!
Hold it!
Where do you think you're going? Oh, I thought I'd return to my seat, seeing as I already answered the question. This isn't some small town hall debate, so you just stay right there until we're through. I'll have to run that by my campaign manager before I... Mr. Addison Wimperson, I think it's time for you to come clean. Huh? So then does that mean he didn't see Mr. Airball? As your lawyer, Mr. Addison Wimperson, I advise you to divulge that matter we discussed. Silence is no longer an option. Are you sure about this? I'm in the midst of running for office. I can't afford to let any strange rumors get out. Don't worry, you won't suffer any blowback from what you're about to reveal. Blowback? I'm not sure I like the sound of that, Mr. Wright. Not to worry, Your Honor. Nothing untoward will come of this, I promise. Now then, Mr. Justice. Remember how it was an anonymous caller that reported the doctor's death? Come to think of it. A tip. An anonymous tip. You never trusted those. Wait, you're not saying... Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. The anonymous source who contacted the police after discovering the body was my client, Mr. Paul Addison Wimperson. What? You don't say. He played his part as a concerned citizen quite admirably, I might say. Isn't that right? Yes, indeed. In our society today, there are too many who choose indifference over righteous action. But I don't number among them. That's why I did my duty as a concerned citizen. One might call me the model citizen, one worthy of standing above the rest. What a real standard bearer he is, reporting it anonymously. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Justice, wasn't there someone else at the scene of the crime when my client discovered the body? Oh, you mean Mr. Airball? He would have been leaving the doctor's home right around then. Wait, that means... It does. In short, my client witnessed was Mr. Airball fleeing the scene of a heinous murder. And that's not all based on what we've heard so far. Mr. Airball looked exceedingly suspicious, and that's putting it mildly. We already know the Defiant Dragons threatened the doctor with bodily harm. And now that they've killed him, the so-called orb transfer agreement is null and void. Ah! Phoenix, you traitor! Apollo, we don't come up with something, some sort of counter-argument. And what sort of evidence is there? Can you actually prove it was Mr. Airball who killed the doctor? That move had desperate written all over it. It's all I got, so I'm going with it. Evidence? I suppose it's true I don't have any. I knew it. But I do have another witness. You do? You should know I always come fully prepared. My new witness will provide testimony proving Mr. Airball's guilt. A new witness? I wonder who it could be. Very well, bailiff. Please summon our new witness. In the meantime, the court will take a brief recess. I would like both sides to use this time to prepare properly, understood? I knew Mr. Wright wouldn't put up a tough fight, but... Yeah, just when I thought we had him, he turns the tables on us. He really is the Turnabout terror. Can't let him blindside us again. Looks like they got me again! 3 times in 1 year! That's a new record! Dads, please. No more new records or bad puns. Especially that part. It's hard enough trying to help you as is. Roger that! I'll be more careful next time. That's what Mr. Wright said true. Did you really pay a visit to Dr. Buff that night? Sure did. Can't remember the exact time, though. All I know is he wouldn't hand over the orb. Someone put it in his head that the rebels were dangerous. That's why he threw me out. So the doctor was still alive when Dats last saw him? We'll still have to prove it, though. Better brace yourself, son. The next witness's testimony can make or break our case. Yeah, I know. Hey, where's Trucy? She went to go see her dad? Maybe she's still mad. More like worried. Worried this trial will create a rift between you two. And that you might leave the agency. She's got an active imagination. Excuse me. Trial will be resuming shortly. Well, let's go see what the new testimony... Let's go see what that new testimony awaits us. Let's go! I'm very happy I'm going to deal with this voice now rather than tomorrow when I'm probably going to be having a cold. Or worse. Alright, court is back in session. Mr. Wright, you said you had a witness? Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the doctor's murder. Wait, he can't be. Sarge is here? You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How did you get him to cooperate? Nothing a little persuasion couldn't handle. The poor child only agreed to help if it meant catching the killer. Getting a kid like that to overcome his fear? That's impressive. This must really be important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please call your witness to the stand. Oh my! Sergeant Buff at your service, sir! He's here as the drone? Really? Mr. Wright, what exactly is the meaning of this? Past trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness lobby was just too much. But I would still like to continue with the testimony delivered via this drone. I understand it must be terrible to lose one's father like that, but testimony via remote-controlled toy? Well, let's take things for a spin and see how it goes. Just who's piloting this trial anyway? The judge sure warmed up to the idea fast. I think the phrase you're looking for is gave up. You disappoint me, Corporal Justice! To think I once called you comrade! Ah! Defending the man who killed Papa? That's full on treason, soldier! I hereby demote you back to private! Corporal? Private? What's he talking about? It's a long story. Now then, are you ready to testify? Locked and loaded, sir! Ready to rain lead out down upon the perpetrator! I don't do army speak. Anyway. Papa met with somebody that night he died. I didn't have eyes on the ground, so I'd already mounted my siege defense, but I did hear him arguing with someone in the study. From my window, I saw the one designated Dats getting ejected from the premises. After that, men lingered around the perimeter for some time. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it. So he was thrown out, but later returned and committed the murder, did he? Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been the fleeing Mr. Airball. Objection! Right, you backstabbing no good. I didn't kill no one. It's the enemy! Radio missiles and fire! Capitalist pig! I'll turn you into pork stroganoff! And that's just a taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon! It fires missiles too? Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice. Sarge's drone. Present Sarge's drone. Okay.
Objection!
Sarge, are you hiding something from me? How dare you question your superior officer like that? You want to get this stroganoff action with Pig Boy over there too, soldier? Sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers are missile-proof.
What? Would the defense care to explain?
It's simple, Your Honor. Just as he's able to see what was happening in the court right now, Sarge was able to see what was happening in the study. With his chair as drone, of course.
Now that you mention it. And to think the answer was right before our eyes the whole time.
Sarge, you were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night, so you must have seen something.
Ah! I'm hit! What's the strange new weaponry you're using against me?
Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles, because evidence is our weapon of choice. And the evidence has exposed your bald-faced lie. My truth bomb, Sarge, has stripped you of your defense.
The truth bomb? No! Ah! Mayday! Mayday, I'm going down!
This is great.
Are you alright? Evidence. Never has there been such fearsome ordinance.
Tell it to us straight, Sarge. After all, you want us to help your father, don't you?
Papa?
You want us to find out who killed him, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw. It's not what you think. I didn't see anything, I swear. You sure? You seemed awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything. Sarge, you need to answer my question.
Shut your pie hole, maggot! It'll be a scorching day in Siberia before a lowly private like you orders me around!
What's with him in Siberia, of all places? But if a scorching day is what it'll take, maybe it's time to turn up the heat. Hey, Athena, you think a therapy session might help? I mean, it could help alleviate some of the anxiety. Plus, I'm picking up a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. It usually means the patient wants to say something but can't for some reason. In Sarge's case, I imagine what's ever plaguing him is pretty severe. In any case, I leave it to you and your mood matrix magic. You got it! Your Honor, I believe I could be of help here.
Time for a therapy session, is it?
It'll help the witness with his anxiety, maybe even enough to testify.
Then by all means bring this poor child out into the light of day. But I assume this is alright with you, Mr. Wright.
Why not? It's not like we haven't all been through this before.
What are you butting in for, lady? This ain't a place on the battlefield for you.
I beg to differ, Sarge. This G.I. Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. Damn right she is. And just wait until you see what I've got in my arsenal. Analytical psychology. With it, I'm gonna blow a big old hole in that armor you built around your heart.
Ah! Sappiness is killing me! First evidence, now analytical psychology? Where are these WMTs coming from? Well, if it's a battle you want, bring it on! You may have started this war, but I'm gonna end it. Core woman Sykes!
You got it, Sarge. Time to seek out the agony buried deep in your heart. Brace yourself! Bleep. Yay. I love Mood Matrix. Mood Matrix is so good. Alright. Surprised emotion at fourth statement.
Got it!
That's strange. You reacted with shock when you discovered your father's body, yet you weren't nearly as shocked as when you saw Mr. Airball. Normally, you'd expect the death of one's father to be more impactful.
Enemy fire! Direct hit!
That is strange. Wonder what it could mean. Well, we know he wasn't as affected by his father's death as he should have been. And I think I know why. Huh? Sarge, you weren't as shocked at seeing your father's body because you already knew he was dead. Maybe the truth is you left your room that night. And that's when you saw it. Your father's body.
I saw no such thing!
Really? You didn't see his body? Alright then. What did you see? Look, we've lost some of the noise. Just as I suspected, you really did see something. Sarge! Tell us what you saw! The moment I saw it, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one. Huh? Am I missing something here? Is that why you weren't very shocked when you found out your father was dead? Because you'd already sensed he was a goner somehow? Maybe. Please, what is it you saw the night of your father's murder? I saw... What's happening? I don't like where this is going. No more! No more, please! Help! Widget ran away.
Whoa! I've confiscated your little toy! The battlefield is no place for unauthorized equipment!
Widget! Polo, I can't continue the session without him.
Comb yourself this instant! I hereby order you to submit to your therapy session!
What blazes?
Look at me! I'm judge, jury, and executioner now! I hereby convene a military tribunal!
What the hell? Whoa, Bug, this has gone way too far.
Bailiff, arrest that drone this instant!
Okay, this is getting weird.
Fire!
Widget,
Damn it!
This is, okay. Well, that was something. Finally got him back. Nice work. This witness is truly a handful.
Up, 2, 3, 4.
Besides, what's the witness's current psychological state other than rambling mad? Let's see. He's emotionally all over the map. His out-of-control emotions are in control of him, huh? Does that mean we can calm him down if we can figure out the root cause? Yeah, let's see what we can find. Sarge, can you hear me?
Is that you, Core Woman Sykes?
I'm here. I want you to take a few deep breaths. Just try to relax. Try it with me. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. In, out, in. And now, let your emotions take you where they will. Go on, just let it out.
All forces attack!
That's the least relaxing breath exercise I've ever seen. Flames at 6th statement. That's it. Sarge, you were overcome with shock and fear when you saw those flames, didn't you? Was I? Yes. Just 6 months ago, you and your mother were caught up in an arsonist blaze, so it's no wonder you'd be extremely scared of fire. It does make sense. And maybe, just maybe, your subconscious fear of the fire is what caused you to withdraw. What do you mean, poor woman Sykes? In the outside world, you were bound to come across all sorts of fire. Candles, cigarettes, heck, even the grill at a diner. Even if it's not that often, just the idea you might see them grew bigger and bigger until you couldn't shut it out. I think you might be onto something. Candles, cigarettes. Just thinking about them sends a chill down my spine. The things I take for granted. Now I see. I was afraid. Afraid of the fire. I didn't even realize it myself. About the fire, Sarge, could you tell me what it was burning? Just stay calm and maybe something will come to you. Oh! I'm starting to remember. It was that relic. That relic Papa was studying. It was on fire. Huh? The orb was on fire? It's still kind of fuzzy. But yeah, the orb was burning bright, right in front of Papa. And there in the flames was... Mama? I remember. I saw Mama appearing amid the dancing flames! Wait, what? What the hell? Oh my god. What's going on here? Maybe it's a memory from the fire that killed his mother? Might be confusing it with what really happened when his father died. So let me guess. More therapy? Yeah, but this time, it seems there's an inconsistency in the statements. I think we should be able to prove it with evidence. Hope this inconsistency is the key to proving that the relic really is the Founder's orb.
Objection!
Don't blame yourself, Sarge. After all, even if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same. Wait, what do you mean? I'm talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left the room. What?
Explain yourself at once, Private Justice!
You said you saw your father burning the orb, right? But that night, he went out to hide it in a cave. So what you saw was something that happened before your father left to hide the orb. Huh? So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before he left for the cave to hide the orb in the ruins. So, even if I hadn't passed out, that's right, the outcome would have been exactly the same. Because your father was killed after he returned. And therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself. I see. Private Justice, can Can you really say I have no blame in this? Why do you ask? Because the truth is, if I hadn't engaged in my siege defense, Papa would still be alive. Sarge, Papa wished nothing more than for me to lead a happy life. That's why he quit his job and moved us out away from the big city. But even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot in the outside world. And in the end, I failed to make Papa's wish come true. Sarge, if you want to make your father's wish come true, if that's what you really want, then who's to say it's too late? Why don't you take the first step now? My first step? That's right. You can cast off all your regret. You can stop standing still and start moving forward. You have that power within you. I know from experience. I know what it's like to feel like you do. But only you can decide to take that first step. If you don't change your tactics now, Sarge, the victory you seek in the war you're waging will always lie beyond your grasp. I think I understand now. I've made up my mind. As of this moment, I will suspend my siege defense immediately. Huh? Huh? Sergeant Buff reporting for duty. What? I thought you were a guy. You're definitely not the gruff drone sergeant I envisioned. Well, my mama was in the Russian army. I was just as shocked, but it certainly explains a few things when I found out, too. May I introduce you to Miss Army Buff, age 12. No way! Careful, soldier. Don't forget I could blow you away at a moment's notice. She's just too cute! Have you always been in a wheelchair? Negative. Only since I was injured in that fire. Your voice sounds awfully different from before. My drone features a voice modulation device. It's just one of my army's many technological marvels. Well, you fooled me. I thought some 20-something military fanatic was at the controls. If it's all the same to you, troops, I'd like to continue my testimony. I just remembered something, and it's crisp and clear as a trumpet at roll call. What did you remember? It wasn't my mother who appeared at the burning orb. It was some lady Papa had showed me in a picture long ago. He said it was the Holy Mother, the founder of Koreanism. She appeared right there, right at the burning orb. Huh? What did you say? Bye-bye. The Holy Mother of Koreanism was in the burning orb? What does that even mean? I've got a bad feeling about this. Could it be? Could this explain what Sarge meant? Free Research notes.
Take that!
Highlight that block of text. Offer thy prayers fervent as fire. Dr. Buff's research notes? What do they have to do with this? Look at this.
Take that!
There's a legend about the orb involving a mysterious riddle. The song, in turn, is said to contain a key of solving it. If the legend is true, then I believe the answer lies in this part of the song. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. Well, anyone else see where I'm going with this? Prayers as fervent as fire? Ah! You're supposed to set the orb on fire? The whole stanza seems to suggest the founder will appear if the orb is set on fire. Wait, so the doctor, Yes, Athena. He'd solved the ancient riddle of the founder's orb. Oh my! Papa was a great archaeologist, so I believe in him. And I want to believe he achieved his long dream of solving that riddle before he died. Well, we won't know for sure until we try it for ourselves. Do it, Private Justice! Please! I want to see what Papa was searching for with my own eyes.
Objection!
The plaintiff must object to this. Uh-oh. The plaintiff will stand down and be quiet. You don't have the right to set a precious relic like that on fire! Oh, but I do. All I needed was Sarge's permission. Since we still don't know if the treasure is the founder's orb or the crystal of Ami Faye. Any ownership rights the doctor now has belong to his daughter. His daughter. Therefore, you have absolutely no right to stop us. Damn it. Very well, Mr. Justice. I never thought I'd be saying this, but you may burn the evidence. Here we go. Look! Paula, the inside of the orb is melting! Athena looks so giddy! Dirk, isn't she? Well, God leaves no room for doubt. That's the founder herself. Face and all. I don't understand. The greatest of taboos in Koreanism is the depiction of the founder's face. Yet here it is, hidden within the orb. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but as you can see, the issue is crystal clear. This figure is the Holy Mother, founder of Koreanism. And based on that, this makes none other than the founder's orb. Be that as it may, Mr. Airball still may have killed the doctor. If so, it would render the orb transfer agreement null and void. Don't play dumb, Mr. Wright. The truth of the matter's already been proven. Dr. Buff wasn't killed right after Sarge saw Mr. Airball. It happened after the doctor came back from hiding the orb. And you've no proof that Mr. Airball was still around at the time. Your claim that the Defiant Dragons were behind the crime doesn't hold water. And that means the orb transfer agreement is still perfectly valid. Admitted, Mr. Wright. I just burned your whole case to the ground. No! I won? I actually won? Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? Respond? I didn't think so. Wait, did we just win? Did we actually beat the Turnabout Terror? You're amazing, Apollo. Don't just stand there, right? Do something! I don't think there's any digging out of this hole. Mr. Addison Wimperson, I think it's time for your concession speech. I've proven beyond with a shadow of doubt that this thing is the Founder's Orb. The facts don't lie, but you obviously do. How's that for a campaign slogan? It's actually a pretty good one. Why, you contemptuous peasant!
I think this is a good time to wrap up this trial. If both parties have no further objections, I will render my verdict.
No objections here. What? You can't do this. The crystal is mine. I'll lose the election if I lose the crystal. I'm sorry, but there's really nothing more I can do. You haven't forgotten our little chat, have you? What's going on?
Objection!
Your Honor, I object to the defense's last claim. What? I don't believe they've truly proven that the relic is indeed
Objection!
What? Mr. Wright, I don't even think you could bluff your way out of this one. What possible argument could you have that this isn't the Founder's Orb? Of course. He can't possibly have hit on something. The defense's assertion is incomplete, and that's why. Their claim is that this relic is the Founder's Orb is based on a legend, and that legend claims the Founder will return when the riddle is solved. Right, and that's what happened. The Founder was revealed. But Mr. Justice, what about the rest of the legend? Huh? According to the legend, once the Founder is returned, she would bestow spiritual power upon the person who solved the riddle. You're kidding, right? Well, Mr. Justice, do you feel great spiritual power coursing through your veins? No. But receiving spiritual powers and stuff, it's all mystical mumbo-jumbo, right? Maybe so, but you're the one basing your claim on said legend. And what we saw here does not fully fulfill it, does it? No, but... consequently, you cannot rightfully claim this is the Founder's Orb. What's gotten into him? Why is Mr. Wright doing this?
It would appear that Mr. Wright's lost a few of his marbles.
That couldn't be farther from the truth, Your Honor.
In any case, I believe this is a good time for a recess. Both sides will have 20 minutes to prepare. I ask that all arguments be ready by then. And Mr. Wright, you do well to wash up and find your missing marbles.
Recess. Okay, sounds good to me. Should only be one more part of this part of the trial. So, I'll call it here for today, and I'll see you next time.